a really deep conversation with you guys, which is it's regarding a book that I am finishing up reading, which is called Outwitting the Devil. And devil is it's a cheeky spirit, right? And he uses many weapons to control us as human beings in flesh, right? He loves to have control over our lives, and that's the thing, and his main power is causing humans to drift through life. What does drifting means, right? So it's basically you have no purpose in your life. All you're going is just waking up to your meaningless job, and you're going through the motions, and nothing changes, and you're full of negative energy, right? And he loves that. That's his main tool. So he controls you. And Napoleon Hill had a wonderful conversation with the devil, right? So basically, the devil gave him everything. He told him the truth. The devil talked to Napoleon, and he told him all the truth, right? And he told him one of the main tools that the devil uses to control us human beings. The main tool is food. Okay, and why is food such a very massive thing, right? Because it all starts there. So you start with the food, and you're putting this processed food inside of your body. You're putting all this food that's very hard for your body to digest. So then all your pipes, right? We'll call your body, your intestines, your pipes, right? So all your pipes, they get clogged, right? Because they can't filter all of this processed foods and all of this shit foods, right? So then, and whatever does get filtered goes to your brain, and then now your brain has all these toxins inside of it. And then that's where he uses that. He uses that to get deep inside you, and now you're feeling negative energy. Now you're feeling down. You're not feeling motivated. You're feeling foggy. So then that's where it starts, right? So that's where he starts, and that's when he starts to take control of you. He starts to take control of you, and then the second thing, one of the main things that he talks about is obviously the lust, right? So lust is whether it's a desire for sex, which is massive. All human beings, we're all basically animals, and all animals, they crave to reproduce, and that's what our sex drive is. And so the devil, right, he really uses that to control us. And as a man that in the past that has had the troubles with lust. Lust is basically seeing somebody and you're like, oh man, like, this person, whatever. You get what I mean? But that's the devil. That is the devil controlling you, and it starts with lust, and then goes into other acts, which drain your energy. And literally, the devil, he talks about how when all that sex appeal goes, right, and you do whatever, it drains your energy so low. I mean, you vibrate so low. It's just so easy for him just to have full control of you. And once you let that sex appeal hit, then you're vibrating so low that you're looking for something, a vice. You're looking for a vice, whether it's alcohol, whether it's weed, whether it's doom scrolling on social media, whether it's whatever, right? So he uses these vices to maintain full control of you. And the thing is, it's so massive. It's because he literally finds enjoyment out of controlling us, and Napoleon Hill had such a massive fear that of posting this book, right? Like publishing this book, he had a massive fear because what are people gonna think, right? So I mean, it's like, and the devil had some part in that, and the devil basically said, I basically don't want to tell you my secrets, because when you publish this, people are going to wake up and they're going to start understanding, and then they're going to become warriors against me. And a warrior against the devil, he says this himself, is somebody that thinks is somebody that thinks for themselves, right? So we have a consciousness, we have a brain, and we're able to make our own decisions. And you think before all the decisions. And that warrior that thinks, right? He wants to spread the message, which is what I am doing that with you right now. I am spreading the message, which is wake up and understand that it all starts, right, with your food. You have to be able to control your sex appeal. That's the lust, right? Then once you control the lust, then get rid of the vices, okay? All vices. Try to stop every single vice, because one of those things, right? And even in this book, it says such a great thing. One vice leads into double vices, and double vices lead to triplets and quadruple vices. So it's just a cycle. So once you have one vice, it just leads into another one. Now, moving a little aside from his main tools, right? Aside I'll call it his academy, the Devil's Academy. It all starts with the schools, the churches, and guess who? Guess who? The closest people to you. And if you can't guess who that is your parents. Now, I'm guilty of this, okay? I'm guilty of this because I used to have a mother that I used to live with, correct? And she would always instill fear into me. One of the devil's main tools for you to drift through life. She would always instill fear. If you don't go to school, you're gonna be a nobody. If you don't do this, you're not gonna do anything with your life. It was always fear. It was like I wasn't allowed to make decisions for myself. And that's what the devil wants for you. He's you in the spiritual realm. You have to understand that he literally is bringing you through school, right? For you to be able to fear, right? And then when you're in high school and you're in middle school, look at the way that they run their school. It's, may I go to the bathroom, teacher, right? And you're afraid of raising your hand because you might get a wrong answer, right? It's always fear. They don't in your school, they don't teach you to think for yourself. Okay? And even the devil, he talks about the things that the school system could stop doing so they can stop battling, so they can stop creating more basically drifting slaves for him. And the thing is, people are not going to stop doing that. And their society are so brainwashed to the point where, like, if you tell them that the system exists and the devil controls that system, society will not understand that. And it's so massive because, I mean, even your parents, they don't allow you to think for yourself, and that's where it all starts. So, guys, I think my purpose in life has become this, and it comes from my heart. It's that I want to help people to get out of where I was at one day. Okay? So my life at one point was, I was a drifter, right? I was a drifter. I was going through life. I was lost. I was depressed. I was full of vices. I didn't have control of my flesh. All this. I didn't have control of it. And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this. I didn't have control of my own flesh, and that would lead me to drift into life. And if I can save even one life, one somebody that's watching this right now, I'll be happy. Just one, because that one life could be me in the past, and I'm speaking to me in the past. So go read this book. It's an audiobook. It's around 5.5 hours. Go read it. invest time into developing that consciousness and that spiritual aspect of your life. We're not just animals in flesh. There's a lot more to us. So connect with that person inside of you. Guys, I love you. Thank you for tuning in, and God bless you all. Walk with God, because we are weak in the flesh. If you don't feel like there's somebody else in this world that's more powerful than you, that's massive ego. You think that you're all of this, and you're really not. You have to be humble. You have to continue learning every single day, right? And hell yeah, go kill it, guys. Go read this book for me, and peace.